that? I mean, especially after the sort of start to the week, to sort of put in a performance like that must have been really pleased to see the resolve of the group to bounce back like that.
Yeah, we won every quarter, which was was really pleasing. We still had our little patches at different times, didn't probably start perfectly, but build our way into it, and at times our pace was really good tonight, and I think that was a bit of a difference in us getting 16 fast break points to 4, and we've had some games close together and some travel, and just to see the bodies, the willingness to go and sprint and do those things was really good tonight. Tuck had an amazing first half. His ability to get downhill, to play at pace, and shot the 3 ball really well tonight as well. So certainly got us a good margin at half time.
Rayjon, you seemed like you couldn't do anything wrong in that first half. How did it feel about it?
It felt good. Like I said earlier, just thanks to my teammates and my coaches for encouraging me throughout this whole process to keep shooting the ball and keep being aggressive and just play my game.
It seemed like it was almost like a sort of I don't know if it was pent-up frustration. It just looked like you just exploded out there and just really wanted to assert yourself on the contest.
As a team, we're desperate. We believe in ourselves to make a run, and every day, night in and night out, we have to play with that desperation, and I just felt like that's what we showed today.
Do you sort of feel that this can be the catalyst for a really strong second half?
For sure, definitely.
You spoke about your teammates encouraging you to shoot. There's been stages through the season where perhaps the looks have been there and you haven't taken them. What's that process been like for you to get to the point where a night like tonight can happen?
Going to get extra reps, working with D-Mac after practice, coach, and just having the confidence in myself to shoot the ball. So they've been encouraging me to take good open looks, and they've been falling, so I can't complain.
We heard Dean talk about it a little bit, but from your perspective, how do you move on from Monday? Are you quickly move on to this game? Do you look back at what went wrong? How did you approach it?
It's a quick turnaround. You go back and you look at what we did wrong, and you look at what we did great. And there was a lot of great things that came out of that game. Obviously not the result that we wanted, but you take that, you move forward, and that's the great thing about basketball. You got another chance to play and do the right thing, so that's what we did tonight.
Dean, just the offense, we've asked you a few times over the last few weeks, it felt like it was going in the right direction. How satisfied are you with the tempo and pace, the 2 words that you continue to use?
Yeah, it wasn't, I think when you play a team, for the 4th time, it's like they know every one of our sets, and so I don't probably call the least amount of sets for the whole season, and kind of just let our motion and hopefully our ball movement and our ability to read the screen and either attack as Tuck did or move it and let the next guy, and so that was pleasing because that's when good teams are able to do that, to not run a lot of sets and to play together and understand what each other's doing. So that was a real pleasing part of our offense tonight. And then, him making shots, each one of our 4 men, seeing Mason Peatling make shot, Barlow, D-Sav, it's important that those guys have got confidence to, they're link guys in our offense. They need to move it a lot, but for them to come up and make a couple of shots as well is really important.
I think a week and a half ago, whenever you last played, it wasn't that long ago, you scored 50 points in the paint, you had 48 tonight. Is that something you've seen that you believe you can attack with this team, or again, just the offensive function?
Obviously, whether they count some of those in transition or what they are, but yeah, obviously Marcus has just created that lob threat that that we've kind of needed as well. Ice didn't have his best night tonight, and we'll make sure that he gets some good touches on in this next game coming up. And but yeah, I think there's a mindset about how we want to play, and that's creating really good 3-point looks, and you don't get those if you don't attack the paint. And so obviously our inability to get to the foul line, there's been you got more chance if you're attacking the paint, right? So it has been a little bit of an emphasis.
Yeah, just quickly on Isaac. He's had a couple of big games through the season, but offensively, how do you think you've been able to work him in? And sometimes it's not his fault, sometimes it might not be the right pass or something like that.
Yeah, no, I thought, the times that he had in pick and roll, I thought Big Sauce kind of really stayed with the big, and our guards, got downhill and got to the rim and were able to kind of finish as well. So I'm sure if Sauce had stepped over a little bit more, and he would have got some more opportunities coming downhill. But yeah, Ice has been good for us all year, and he hasn't missed games, which is his injury and his body and all those things were the biggest thing about this year. And yeah, he'll be better on Sunday.
A lot of this season has been building confidence in Rayjon, and today he drew 9 fouls and got downhill a lot. Is that something that you're continually trying to drill into him in order to create for others?
Yeah, that's his strength, right? And we talked about it when we got him. He's a guy that is a high level transition guy, and us getting stops, and Shelley being on the roster where there's kicker heads and other people understanding that that's really good for us. And again, but his willingness and his work, you can't say enough about the work ethic that he's done to make that change in his shot and to really develop it. And so great to see the rewards that he's getting. We still manage when you can see when he gets tired in games, and and so I thought we did a better job. It was like, oh yeah, I see he's tired, let's get him a couple of minutes and get him back in there. So yeah.
Did you sort of draw from confidence away from the fact that obviously basketball's a game of inches, and you look at for instance, the Tassie and the Perth game, it could so easily be 9-9. Is it sort of something you guys are so close to being, having a fairly like a 500 record heading into this part of the season? Does that sort of still give you guys confidence that aspect of it?
Yeah, no, I don't even look like right now we're 2-1. That's how I I just stopped the season and said, this is our team, that we've got everyone back, and this is the team that needs to go on a serious run to try and make the playoffs. And so, yeah, we're 2-1, and we know there's a game that we should have won as well in that one, but we weren't good enough and we didn't execute well enough down the stretch, and we took our lessons from that, and those things won't happen again.
Just on Marcus Lee, Alan Lewis has had a pretty good record against you guys this year, but tonight Lee, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks. I mean, he's really providing quite a presence in that part of the ground.
Yeah, I thought Marcus was great tonight. And that's the luxury of having 2 really quality bigs. If one's down a little bit, the other one, stepped it up. And so, yeah, I thought his rim protection, obviously the block shots are there. The extra boards that he got hands on that we quite didn't come up with as well. But yeah. And then just his presence at the other end. He's really smart, a basketball player, and he's really grown with the group. And yeah, I think we can continue to see sometimes big numbers, but hopefully we keep seeing the rebound and the shot blocking that really helps us.
And you look like a different team with Shayley back in the lineup. How much of a difference has he made since being back the last couple of games?
Yeah, we've had some challenges in stopping the ball, getting to the paint with point guards, and to me he's the best in the league at staying connected to his man and fighting over screens and still be able to stay in front. So yeah, when you put the best on-ball defender back in the league, your defense gets better already, and then he understands our stuff really well, and so there's an organisation, and you just see him at free throws, and he's running around to every guy and making sure the message is getting through. And at times we just hadn't had someone making sure everybody's on the same page, and I thought he's doing that really well.
You pulled David Aquera very early in the game. Is there a reason for that? And then also, how impressed were you with especially Mason and especially defensively in this game against guys like Mitch Creek and defending the rim?
The first one I messed up, so I ticked the wrong guy on the score sheet, and so I recognised it 6 minutes before the game and told the bench, and for some reason they said that's not enough time to change it, so that one's on me. I'll put my hand up. I own that one. Second part of the question was...
Mason Peatling, how impressed were you?
Yeah, no,
especially defensively?
Yeah, Mason was great tonight. Yeah, we had, he didn't play the minutes he wanted in the Brisbane game, and he was and we had a really good conversation in Perth and talked about his role and how he can be different to Barlow and DSAV, and yeah, I thought he did those things tonight and really attacked his boards, and there's probably a couple he would have liked back to finish around the rim as well, but yeah, there's a luxury at that point right now with Barlow, DSAV and Mason. Someone's going to get a little less minutes one night, but yeah, we've got three guys that are really capable of helping him different ways. But yeah, really proud of Mace tonight, and especially the way he stepped into his shot and shot it with confidence.
Touch just quickly on Shea. I know he probably hasn't practiced as much as anyone would like this season, but he's been a notorious pest for his own teammates in scrimmages. Have you had to have him guarding you, and how would you describe that experience?
I haven't had him guard me, but I've seen what he's done to other players. So yeah, he's definitely one of the best that I've seen. Just his dedication to the defensive side of the ball, like Coach said, getting through screens, late contests. He cooks himself like all the time. So it's like one of those things when you see somebody going like that, you have no choice but to follow suit. So yeah, he's great.
And just being new to the club, how have you seen him on the sidelines when he wasn't able to do some of that stuff you're talking about on court?
You could see his want in his eyes that he wanted to be out there with us, and how much he knew he could help, just in all aspects, defensively, offensively, and as a player, you could feel that hurt, and we just try to stay around him and just tell him to stay ready whenever the times comes. We was gonna, let him do what he does. So.
Do you get the feeling that he's really hungry to make up for lost time in the next stretch?
I don't even think it's lost time. I just feel like that's him. He's a hungry guy in general. He loves to do all the right things, and he plays with an intensity that is a skill. So like, it's really like impressive to see. Like I think us as a club, we value that. So.
From the outside looking in, we can see the difference in the flow of the offense with Shea out there. Do you feel it out there as well? And then are you feeling the connection you guys have? I know he's found you on a bunch of cuts and things like that.
It's just he's a different player than X. They're two completely different point guards. So one plays with a lot of pace, and one is a slower pace guy. And having both of those aspects are really good for our club. So, yeah, he picks up the pace for us. He gets steals. We get out and run, and that's what we need sometimes to stretch games out and play to our strengths. And then sometimes you need to slow it down where we can run sets and get things going. So.